You know, life has this strange way of teaching us patience, whether we like it or not. We live in a world that celebrates instant everything, instant success, instant love, instant results. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The things that arrive too quickly, without the weight of effort, without the grind, rarely have the roots to last. It's like planting a seed today and expecting a tree tomorrow. You might get a sprout, but a storm will wipe it out in seconds. The reality is, what comes too soon often bypasses the process that makes it strong enough to endure. We mistake speed for blessing, forgetting that depth takes time. We chase quick wins, not realizing that the foundation we skip is the very thing that would have kept it standing when life tests it. And sometimes the very thing we think is a short-cut is actually a setup for heartbreak, disappointment, or collapse. Quick success often lacks the foundation to endure because it bypasses the very process that gives achievements their strength. When something comes to you too fast, without the trials, the mistakes, the failures, and the lessons, it may feel exciting in the moment, but it's often fragile at its core. It's like constructing a skyscraper on sand. No matter how tall or beautiful it appears, the absence of a solid base means one hard shake, and it all comes crashing down. The foundation of anything worth keeping, be it a career, a relationship, or a personal goal, is built slowly through layers of effort, experience, and persistence. The struggles you go through aren't obstacles meant to slow you down. They are the very bricks that hold your success together. Without them, what you've achieved is standing on borrowed time in the rush for quick wins. We often forget that growth is not just about reaching the finish line. It's about becoming the person who is capable of staying there. Think about someone who suddenly wins the lottery after never having managed more than a modest paycheck. The windfall feels like freedom, but without the skills to manage it, the wealth often slips away in a matter of years. That's not because the person is unworthy of the money. It's because the discipline, understanding, and habits that would have kept it were never developed. Quick success often puts people in positions their character and mindset are not yet ready to handle. The spotlight might find you, but without the grounding of experience, it will burn you instead of illuminating you. The beauty of gradual success is that every setback along the way teaches you how to adapt, how to recover, and how to think ahead. Those lessons are not just about achieving more, they are about sustaining what you've achieved. In contrast, quick success is like skipping chapters in a book. You may arrive at the end faster, but you'll miss the depth of understanding that comes from reading the full story. Without the small, seemingly insignificant steps that prepare you for bigger responsibilities, the weight of success can become overwhelming. Many people don't realize that keeping success is often harder than achieving it, and that difficulty multiplies when the achievement comes without the trial. This is why people who rise too fast sometimes fall just as quickly. The climb gives you the skills to hold on when the winds blow. If you avoid the climb, you avoid the skill building, and that leaves you unprepared for inevitable challenges. You may be talented enough to attract opportunities quickly, but if you haven't learned how to weather rejection, criticism, or failure, those same opportunities can slip away just as quickly as they came. Quick success can give you the illusion of stability when in reality it's a temporary high. The moment life tests that success, the cracks begin to show because the cement of persistence, wisdom, and adaptability was never poured. The process of building something slowly isn't meant to frustrate you. It's meant to fortify you. Every delay, every obstacle, every moment you feel like giving up, is an essential part of creating a foundation that can bear the weight of what you're working for. Without that process, your success might look impressive, but will lack the invisible support that keeps it standing. In the same way that a tree with shallow roots can be blown over by a strong wind, quick success without depth is vulnerable to collapse. It may survive for a while in calm conditions, but life is never calm for long. Challenges, competition, and unexpected changes will come, and when they do, only those with deep roots built slowly through persistence will remain standing. When we admire people who seem unshakable in their success, we often overlook the years of preparation, failure, and growth they endured before we ever knew their names. Their strength didn't come from a single victory, but from the long road of building the capacity to hold onto what they gained. Quick success skips over that journey, and in doing so, skips over the very things that would make it last. It's not about being slow for the sake of slowness. It's about ensuring that when success arrives, you are someone who can sustain it. Because without the foundation of resilience, skill, and wisdom, what came quickly will leave just as quickly, and you'll be left wondering what went wrong when, in truth, the cracks were there from the start. Patience strengthens resilience against life's challenges because it teaches you to endure discomfort, uncertainty, and delay without losing your focus or determination. In a world that constantly demands speed, patience is often misunderstood as passivity, but in reality, it's an active discipline. It's the ability to keep moving forward at the right pace, trusting the process even when results are not immediate. Patience gives you the space to grow stronger internally, so when challenges arise, you're not easily shaken. You've trained yourself to wait, to work steadily, and to endure the in-between seasons without giving up. This endurance becomes a kind of armor against life's unpredictability, because you've already learned how to handle the tension between where you are and where you want to be. Challenges have a way of exposing whether we've built true resilience or simply relied on momentum. Without patience, setbacks feel like permanent failures, delays feel unbearable, and obstacles become excuses to quit. But with patience, each difficulty becomes part of the journey instead of a dead end. You're able to see beyond the immediate frustration and understand that some of the best outcomes require time to develop. Patience shifts your perspective from demanding quick gratification to focusing on steady progress. It keeps you grounded when things don't happen on your timeline, reminding you that growth and success are rarely as fast as we wish, but often more rewarding than we imagined. Patience also gives you mental and emotional stability during hard times. When things go wrong, it's easy to react impulsively, to make rushed decisions, or to let emotions dictate your actions. Patience slows you down enough to think clearly, to evaluate the situation, and to choose your response with wisdom instead of desperation. This deliberate approach often leads to better outcomes because you're not just reacting, you're responding. In that space between what happens and what you do next, resilience is built. You learn to manage disappointment, to control frustration, and to keep moving forward even when the road feels endless. Resilience is not about never feeling pain or frustration. It's about having the strength to continue despite them. Patience is the training ground for this strength. Every time you wait without giving up, every time you push through without immediate reward, you're strengthening your ability to handle bigger challenges in the future. Life will always present moments where you feel stuck, where progress is slow, or where the outcome seems far away. In those moments, patience allows you to hold on, to keep showing up, and to trust that the effort you're putting in is not wasted. This steady persistence builds an inner toughness that can't be easily shaken by circumstances. Another way patience fuels resilience is by helping you accept that setbacks are part of the process, not proof that you're failing. When you understand that challenges are inevitable, you stop resisting them as interruptions and start seeing them as opportunities to adapt. Patience allows you to pace yourself so you don't burn out when things get difficult. Instead of collapsing under pressure, you adjust, you rest when needed, and you keep going. This rhythm prevents exhaustion and helps you last longer in the pursuit of your goals. Over time, this endurance becomes second nature, and you realize that patience isn't slowing you down, it's actually helping you move farther without breaking. Patience also builds confidence because it proves to you over and over again that you can handle waiting, you can handle challenges, and you can handle uncertainty without falling apart. Every time you overcome a slow season or a long struggle, you're reminded of your own capability. This self-assurance becomes part of your resilience, because you've seen yourself survive and adapt before, and you know you can do it again. It's not about ignoring difficulties, it's about walking through them with the knowledge that they won't last forever, and neither will the discomfort they bring. The combination of patience and resilience creates a powerful mindset. You stop needing instant validation because you trust your path and your process. You stop fearing obstacles because you know they're just temporary tests. And you stop underestimating your own strength because you've built it in real time, through real challenges without shortcuts. In this way, patience becomes more than just a virtue. It becomes a practical tool for survival and success. It teaches you to stay calm under pressure, to maintain hope when the road is long, and to keep your focus on the bigger picture instead of the temporary struggle in front of you. What patience really gives you is the ability to hold your ground when everything in you wants to rush, escape, or quit. It's the quiet discipline that keeps you steady when life gets unpredictable, the anchor that keeps you from being swept away by frustration or fear. Over time, it hardens your resilience like steel, forged in the heat of waiting and the weight of persistence. And when challenges come, as they always do, you face them not with panic, but with the calm strength of someone who has trained themselves to last longer than the storm. True value is built through time and consistent effort, because anything lasting requires both depth and durability. When you invest time into something, you allow it to mature, to develop layers, and to grow stronger under pressure. Effort is the fuel that moves it forward, and consistency is what shapes it into something unshakable. You cannot create true worth in a rush, because value is not just about the end result. It's about the process that makes it worthy in the first place. Whether it's a skill, a relationship, a career, or a personal transformation, the worth comes from the hours you've put in, the sacrifices you've made, and the persistence you've shown when it would have been easier to quit. Without that combination of time and effort, anything you create will always feel hollow because it hasn't been refined by the challenges and experiences that give it real substance. The nature of value is that it's often invisible at first. You can't see the full strength of something in its early stages because it's still being shaped by the work you're putting into it. That's why the most valuable things in life rarely appear overnight. They've been slowly forming, tested by time, strengthened by repetition, and refined by small improvements day after day. Just like a craftsman shaping wood or a sculptor carving stone, the process requires patience, and each step, no matter how small, contributes to the final result. If you try to rush the process, You skip over the details that give it its beauty and strength. It's those fine details, born out of time and care, that transform something ordinary into something extraordinary. Consistency is often underestimated because it doesn't feel dramatic. Big breakthroughs might grab attention, but it's the quiet, daily work that actually builds lasting results. You don't see the muscles forming after one workout, but months and years of disciplined training create strength that cannot be faked. The same is true in every area of life. You may not notice progress in the moment, but the compound effect of small, consistent actions over time builds a foundation that nothing can easily shake. Time alone isn't enough. Effort alone isn't enough. It's the merging of both, repeated over and over, that creates value that endures through challenges and changes. When you dedicate yourself to something over a long period, you also develop a deeper connection to it. You understand its nuances, its weaknesses, and its strengths. This connection makes it more meaningful because you've been part of its growth, not just a spectator. The more time and effort you invest, the more you're able to adapt and protect what you've built. You've experienced the setbacks that taught you how to respond, and you've celebrated the small victories that kept you going. This journey creates a kind of ownership that quick gains can never replicate. You value it more because you've earned it through persistence rather than luck or short-cuts. True value also holds up under pressure. Something gained quickly may fall apart when tested because it hasn't been strengthened by enough real-world challenges. But something built slowly through time and effort has faced storms before and survived. It has been adjusted, repaired, and improved along the way. Each challenge it has overcome has made it more resilient, and that resilience is what keeps it standing when others collapse. The durability of value comes from this repeated cycle of building, testing, and reinforcing. You can't shortcut that process without weakening the end result. The reason time and consistent effort create such deep value is because they force growth, not just in the thing you're building, but in you. You become more disciplined, more focused, and more skilled. You learn to push past comfort zones, to keep going when motivation fades, and to trust the process even when results are not immediately visible. These qualities not only make your work valuable, but they make you more capable of handling the responsibilities and challenges that come with it. The slow build prepares you for the weight of success in a way that speed never can. When you look back on something you've spent years building, the worth isn't just in the outcome, but in the story behind it, the countless hours, the moments of doubt you overcame, the times you kept going when no one was watching. That story is what gives it meaning beyond its surface appearance. Anyone can stumble upon a moment of success, but the person who has built something with time and effort knows it's not fragile, it's not temporary, and it's not dependent on chance. That kind of value doesn't just happen. It's forged in the quiet, unglamorous, and relentless act of showing up, day after day, year after year,